Hey, our guest tonight, he used to be the square dancing caller for the Wagon Wheelers, who frequently appeared on Ozark Jubilee. Please put your hands together for Gary Ellison. Gary, come on out. Hello, sir. Right here. Perfect. All right, we've done it.
Yeah.
How about that? So I just want to talk to you a little bit about your experience with it, about the Ozark Jubilee. I kind of set it up a little bit, but you know more than me. Tell me some of the highlights of the Ozark Jubilee.
Well, the fun thing was live television.
Yeah.
If somebody fell down, they fell down coast to coast. And that happened.
Yeah.
We would have well-known guests, and they would do odd things to each other, and because it was live, you could get by with that.
Yeah, like what?
They always ended the show with a song of inspiration. Mm-hmm. And if Mr. Foley was gone, they would have one of the guest hosts sing that, and it was Carl Smith. Carl was recently not married anymore to June Carter.
Okay.
All right.
Recently not married.
Yep. And that was before she became Mrs. Johnny Cash.
Sure.
All right. So they had the camera in real tight on Carl's face for the Song of Inspiration. Mm-hmm. And I was standing backstage, and I noticed it almost looked like a tear. Mm-hmm. But the audience was laughing. So here's the guy crying, and the audience is laughing at the hymn. Mm-hmm. And so I stuck my head around the corner and looked out, and the other guest was Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
The Sausage King.
The Sausage King.
And he had crawled out on the stage underneath the camera.
Yeah.
And had rolled up Carl Smith's pant leg while Carl was singing the hymn. It worked just like that.
Yeah, right.
And he was mugging to the audience.
Yeah.
And plucking out hairs from Carl's leg. And that's just one of the, you couldn't do that today. If it were videotape, you just re-rack the tape and do it again.
Yeah.
But that happened.
That's great. So now, could you, you've told me before, you remember sitting backstage with Patsy Cline across the street. Like, that just baffles me.
Well, I was in high school, stupid.
Sure.
And I stood backstage talking for at least 15 minutes with Patsy Cline. I had a script in my hand and a pen. Never thought to ask her to sign it.
Yeah, right.
I only got 2 autographs the whole 2 years that we were there. Chet Atkins. Mm-hmm. I watched him practice for about an hour backstage.
Yeah.
Which made me want to go home and burn my guitar. And Gene Autry.
Yeah.
The only 2 autographs that I got.
Wow.
But we worked with everybody, and the neat thing, I mean, we were the teenage square dance group. Yeah. But they treated us like we were the most important thing on the show. The guest stars did. Mr. Foley was nothing but a gentleman and a really great guy. And that's where I learned how to do what I do for a living, making television. It's like better than going to school. Yeah, right. And you've told me, how many people were watching this on a weekly basis? About 25 million. Wow. And the Jubilee is credited with 2 or 3 things. It was the first thing that brought folks from all over the country to Springfield, Missouri to see country music. Mm-hmm. Well, when the Jubilee went off the air, Branson came into it, so that sort of was the forerunner for that. Yeah. And then the writer for the Jubilee was Don Richardson. Mm-hmm. And when when the Jubilee went off the air, he was hired by the Herschend family for this new theme park, and he gave it its name, Silver Dollar City. Yeah, is that right? And then the guy who designed the set for the Jubilee was Andy Miller, a great artist, and the Herschends hired him, and he designed Silver Dollar City. So the fingerprints are still there. Yeah.